Recording in
I
progress.
could recall of the task team in that regard that went into council. Thanks, sir.
But you are now the only member left of the task team. So you must have reported in EXCO because you are given a task in the previous. My understanding is that you'll go through the minutes of the previous meeting and matters arising from such, and that should have been part of this thing, unless this EXCO was operating differently. And if it was operating differently, maybe tell us so that we know how it was operating, because this should also assist us moving forward. Those who are in council should, should follow things correctly. If the following meeting of EXCO did not look at matters arising from the previous meeting, then it means we had a problem. Because you should have reported as a member, the only now member of that task team, colleagues, we could not do the task that you gave to us. That is why even in the council meeting of the 17th of April, I reported as the only member of the task team that the task that I was given by EXCO could not be executed to its full completion because of the unfortunate passing of Mbati Mashego. I mean, something to that effect. I mean, I don't think it's correct that you will say to us, I don't remember if we did give a report. You are the only one who was supposed to give a report because as the only surviving member of that task team.
Should I respond, Honorable Litsier?
Yes.
Okay. Now, on the 10th of April, the task team convened, wherein the late Mr. Mashego is now the convener of the task team, based on the legal expertise that he had, gave through that kind of report, if you may, on the 10th, based on the terms of reference that are going to form part of the task team. On the 17th, the week thereafter, then council ratified that decision to have that task team look into those issues. I solely dependent on the expertise of the legal guru or the legal chairperson, Mr. Mashego, because even the first terms of reference that he came with, he was able to draw them. We meet and then we agree on the way forward. So that is the basis of that. Not that I don't know or anything like that, but I depended on the legal expertise of Mr. Mashego in this regard in particular. And then that's what I thought he would have been working on, and that's what is supposed to go to council every time if there is a need for that in the agenda. Thank you.
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the subsequent meeting of EXCO, where a report should have been submitted. A report, according to what you are saying now, that should have said, colleagues, I had relied on the legal expertise of Mbati Mashego, who's unfortunately or certainly not with us anymore, and therefore I've not completed the task on my own because I'd relied on the legal expertise of Mbati. Are you saying that did not happen? Because what I'm failing to understand is that a subsequent EXCO meeting seats, and there's no report, there's nothing on this matter. You are given a task to go and investigate two things from management who authorized the judicial review, and the allegation that the Vice-Chancellor was or duly benefits from the university coffers for his personal use. Those are serious things that EXCO can then in the next meeting say, no, we did not give you that thing. It can be.
I understand you, Honorable Litsi, and I can see how you're putting the questions through. But then I want you to understand that the late Advocate Mashego He did not pass immediately after April 2015. Even subsequent excos that you refer to, he was still part of those meetings. But my understanding personally was that he's dealing with those matters, as it were. It is not like we met once and that's it, because he was the convener of the task team based on the legal expertise that he had. So I trusted that he would be looking at the matters. I did not.
You see, the problem I'm having, you brought the ultimate, the untimely passing of Mbati Mashego. When I asked you a question that, what did you guys report to council meeting of the 17th? And then you brought the matter of the passing of Mbati Mashego, as if he passed away before that council meeting. So maybe then let me go back to the first question. What was the report of the task team that you were a two-member task team that you were a part of, that went to council on the issues, on the task that was given to the both of you?
Thank you. Honorable Tia, there were two issues.
Yeah.
And there were two issues. The two issues about there is a need to go to the investigative course of action for management to subject the CG report for review, and the other one to investigate the use of resources for personal gain. So now at EXCO, we are providing that this is exactly what the task team should be able to report on or look at. At council, they ratify that decision that this is the way that it should go. Those are the two issues. Thank you.
Council ratified what?
Council ratified the decision that the task team is going to look at the two issues: the review, the course of action for management, and also to look at the use of what you, to put it right, resources of the university. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then there was no time frames given.
No, I can't recall the time frames, and I'm sorry about that. I can't remember the time frames, if any.
When did Mbati Mashego pass away?
I can't recall, but I can get this information. I can't recall exactly when it was.
Okay, so you can't recall if it was in 2015.
Hey, Honorable, I can't recall. I can't recall exactly which year or which date it was, but I can get that information if really it's more imperative in this regard.
Okay, you were still alive at the council meeting that was held at the Southern Sun Hotel Boardroom at OR Tambo International Airport on the 4th of September 2015. Some 5 months after council had ratified a decision of your task team. So in 5 months, the task team did not produce a report. The task team did not say on terms of reference 1, it is the chairperson manager, or it was the Vice-Chancellor Mbati who took, or it was the legal services person who took the decision for a review. There was no such.
Honorable, like I said earlier on, I hear you and I agree with you. Maybe unfortunately there were no time frames in this regard. So the subsequent meeting after that was not able to give a report. This is my view in this regard. If there were time frames, it would have meant that maybe we were not able to do the task provided. But I trusted, like I would always maintain, I trusted that the legal expertise are dealing with the matter. Thank you.
But I'm asking, in September already, 5 months into your task, you had not established who commissioned the CGE judicial review. You had not yet commissioned it.
There was no report on that date, on the said date.
Yeah, so you guys had not established who in 5 months?
I trusted in the expertise of Advocate Mashiko that he's dealing with the matter.
So
I was waiting for Mashiko to convene the meeting.
So you did not do your job.
No, I don't want to say it like that, Honorable. I did my part, but I had to wait for the legal expertise of the convener of the task team, and I believe at the time that he was dealing with the matter. Thank you, Chair.
Which part are you talking about? The one that you say you did your part. What part is that?
We were able to advise EXCO in terms of the way forward that we want to take, and we agreed that Advocate Mashiko, as the convener of the task team, will be able to deal with the matter. Then we meet and be able to see how we are finalizing the issues that are at stake. But I trusted that he was dealing with the matter.
Which EXCO you are talking about? The one that appointed you?
No, at EXCO, we were actually, it was EXCO of the 10th was dealing with the two issues as per the task team to say this is exactly what you're going to look at.
When was the task team established?
I can go back. I think it was early 2015. It was before the EXCO. I can establish the date for you. Let's check. Can I do that in a second, Honorable Sir?
Yes.
I think it was there in some of the, I just want to get the exact date if I could. I think it looks at 20th of February 2015. That's when we have, if you look at KM1 and KM2 of my annexure, it talks to that on paragraph 1 and 2, line 1 of paragraph 1 and line 1 of paragraph 2.
So, and then you advised by saying you did your job, it was at the 10th of April when you advised EXCO on this matter. So 7 months later, there's no report on this thing. On the resources, the university resources, on the matter of the defense, because paragraph 3 suggests that EXCO believes this is the VC's defense. If you read it, it says the task team should investigate if there is inappropriate use of university's resources in respect to the Vice-Chancellor's defense on the matter. So EXCO believes that it is the Vice-Chancellor who have taken the CGE report for a judicial review. So you know that it's the Vice-Chancellor, and then it says to you, go and investigate the inappropriate use and then of the university resources. Where such inappropriate use is identified, you must recommend to council